Born in Bethlehem in Judea during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who was to be born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." Now when King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. He called all the people together, the chief priests, the teachers of the law. He asked them, "Where is the Messiah to be born?" They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea. For this is what the prophets wrote. You, Bethlehem in Judah, are by no means amongst the rulers of Judah, but out of you will come a shepherd for my people." Now, this upset King Herod. He went to the Magi, to these kings, and he said, "Hey, when did this star appear? Where is it now?" And they told him, he said, "Well, go search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me so that I too may go worship." But he was lying. He didn't want to. After they had heard the king, they went on their way. And the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them, and it stopped over a house. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother. They bowed down and worshipped him. And they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Now, what I want to share with you is this. When these kings came in contact with Jesus Christ, it says they were overjoyed. When they came in contact with Jesus, they were overjoyed. There should be no humbugs in the church. There should be no Grinches in the church. There should be no Golos at Christmas time in the church. Why? Because we've come in contact with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. There's no such thing as grumpy believers. Why? When you come in contact with Jesus, you're overjoyed. Not only that, it says they fell on their knees, they were humble. When they came in contact with Jesus, they fell down on their knees and they humbled themselves. Only a person who's stubborn, only a person who's angry, only a person who doesn't have the Lord in his heart is going to be the type of person that is not going to celebrate at Christmas time. If you come in contact with Jesus, you must be overjoyed and you must be happy. I came from a very poor house. There were certain times of the year where all we ate was beans and potatoes. Where I come from in Washington, you store up sacks of potatoes underneath your house in the basement or under your house in the foundation so that you have food during the winter. Even to now, we still do that back home. And I want to tell you something. There was one winter where in my house, all we ate for like 2 weeks straight was beans and potatoes. And we got eggs if the chickens gave eggs. But if the chickens didn't give no eggs, we didn't get to eat eggs that day. So one day I went and told the chickens, because I used to talk to chickens. I said, "Chickens, if you don't give eggs, guess what? We'll have more than beans and potatoes. We'll be eating chicken too." Guess what? Those chickens, those 2 weeks, gave eggs every day. So I know what it's like to be poor, but guess what? It didn't ruin our Christmas. We were excited. Even though when we were kids, Dad wasn't all excited about it. Mom made sure we had a gift. And guess what kind of gifts I got? Something I needed for school. A pair of jeans, a shirt, a sock. Not both socks, because if I still had one good one, I had to wear the other one till that one went bad. And it was exciting. I used to get excited about going to church and getting a little brown bag with peanuts and an orange. Because in Washington, oranges don't fall off of trees. We'd be excited to get a little brown bag with the peanuts and the orange. And if you got one candy in your bag, you were like the baddest kid in the church. I got a candy in my bag. I know what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like not to have it. Guess what? You can still be joyous. You can still be full of joy because Jesus has come into your life. There's no reason for Grinches. There's no reason for this. I wonder if on this holy night before Christmas, if Don Godo, after having that dream of the past, would change.
Hey, wake up.
Who are you?
I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
Another ghost?
Another one.
You are a ghost.
Yep.
And what do you want with me?
I'm going to show you what's going on right now.
Right now?
Right
What
now.
do you mean right now?
Right now in the present. Come with me.
Oh my goodness. Do I have to go?
Yes, you do.
I got bad news, babe. bonus this year again. It's so cold in here. We can't turn on the gas. It's too expensive.
The only thing we have is just bread, but it has a lot of mold. I'm going to try to scrape as much as I can.
Goes to prison. That's Timoteo.
I can't hear you. We're in a
What?
dream.
A dream?
Dream.
What do you, little Timmy?
They can't hear you. We're in a dream. That's Tiny Tim Mateo and Mateo.
What's
eating
going
their last
on?
Christmas dinner.
What?
They're eating their last Christmas dinner. He's sick. He's dying.
He's dying.
Yeah, Tiny Tim is dying.
I thought he only had a cold.
No, it was worse than a cold. He's dying. He's sick.
And that's all they got to eat is
That's all.
bread.
Because of you.
Why?
Because you're worried about your store, not them. Look, all they have is bread. I don't even think they have water, just bread.
Oh my goodness.
The kids. Look, it's the kids so you can see them. Look, son. Hijo. Look at them. Hi, kids. Bye. Thank you, guys. One day, we'll be singing with them, walking with them. We'll find a way to do this.
You should.
He says, I wish he had told me. I wish he had told me his son was sick. When we all heard him say, this might be the last Christmas I spend with my child. But see, Don Colo is the type of person who only worries about himself and only takes care of himself. But I want to tell you, we got to be the type of people in church that, you know what, we worry about our loved ones. We worry about our friends and our family that don't have this time of year. The Bible says in Psalm chapter 41, verse 1, how blessed is the one who considers the helpless, the needy, the poor. The Lord will deliver him in a day of trouble. Now what the Bible is saying there is this. If you consider people when they're helpless, when they're needy, when they're poor, when your day of trouble comes, not if your day of trouble comes, when your day of trouble comes, the Bible says. Doesn't say if. Guess what? Things might be good right now, but every one of us is one paycheck away from living with our in-laws. God, don't let that happen. And the in-laws are like, Lord, don't let that happen, please. But I want you to realize something. The Bible says you are blessed when you consider those that are needy. How many of us have family members? How many of us have friends? How many of us have loved ones that right now are in need? They're not going to be able to have a turkey Christmas dinner. They're not going to be